This lecture, Canada and Peacekeeping, provides a brief history of Canada's development from a middle power status to that of a peacekeeping nation. Canadian peacekeeping. Canada has a very positive image around the world in regards to dealing with conflict. As a nation, we have been involved in numerous peacekeeping missions. Our efforts have helped to resolve conflict and save lives. Can you think of some examples of peacekeeping missions that Canada has been involved in? Changes in defense policy. Following World War II, Canada had the third largest navy in the world and had gained military status as a middle power. During the 1960s, under Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson, Canada restructured its military. Prior to being Prime Minister, Pearson had been Secretary of the United Nations and believed very strongly in peacekeeping. The Army, Navy, and Air Force were all combined into one defense under a central command. Trudeau era in the military. Trudeau continued the trend towards peacekeeping rather than military strength. In the early 1970s, Trudeau made a number of significant changes. He withdrew 50% of Canadian troops from NATO commitments in Europe. He froze funding for the military, decreased the armed forces from 110,000 to 80,000. He also would not allow nuclear-tipped missiles, bomarks, on Canadian soil. He brought about greater French-Canadian presence within the armed forces. And he established diplomatic ties with Communist China and Cuba. Controversy and Trudeau. Trudeau's close relationship with Chinese Communist leader Mao Zedong, and in particular with the Communist leader of Cuba, Fidel Castro, was very controversial. The Cold War was still going on, and Trudeau's engagement with Communist leaders angered his allies. Canadian involvement in peacekeeping. Since the 1960s, Canada has used its armed forces in a number of United Nations-sponsored peacekeeping missions. Canada has participated in more peacekeeping missions than any other nation. Peacekeeping missions. Below are a few of the peacekeeping missions Canada has taken part in. The Kashmir region from 1949 to 1979. This is a disputed border region between India and Pakistan. Indochina from 1954 to 1973. This region, which includes Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, was devastated by communism. Yom Kippur War of 1973, involving Israel and neighboring Arab nations. Afghanistan from 1988 to 1990. Cyprus following their occupation by Turkey. Nicaragua and Rwanda. Sadly, in the case of Rwanda, genocide took place without UN intervention. The mission was led by Canadian Romeo Dallaire. Somalia. In 1992, Canadian troops took part in the UN mission to stop the civil war in Somalia. They were unable to stop the war, but did provide necessary aid to those in need. Sadly, this mission also put a black mark on the Canadian Armed Forces, after a Somalian was tortured and killed by several Canadian soldiers. This would become known as the Somalia Affair. The Gulf War. In 1990, Saddam Hussein's Iraqi army invaded neighboring Kuwait. The UN authorized the use of military force to remove the Iraqi troops after Hussein refused to comply. Canada supplied 4,500 troops, participated in air attacks, and controlled nearby shipping lanes. The Second Gulf War in 2003 was not a UN-sponsored mission. Yugoslavia. After the fall of communism, fighting broke out in Yugoslavia between Serbs, Croats, Bosnians, and Muslims. Canadian troops supported NATO-led forces. Canadians would also help in the NATO-led attack on Yugoslavia in 1999, after Serbs invaded Kosovo and committed genocide, also known as ethnic cleansing. Afghanistan. Following the terrorist attacks of 9/11, the Canadian Armed Forces took part in a NATO-sponsored mission to invade Afghanistan to root out al-Qaeda and Taliban forces. These two groups had been involved with the 9/11 attack on America. This was not a United Nations-sponsored mission. The future of Canadian peacekeeping forces. Canada continues to be known for its peacekeeping status. Recent funding increases have given the Canadian Forces increased ability to provide help in areas of need, especially after natural disasters.